What's up, YouTube? All right, I am reporting some news. It's your girl Diaz. Thank you guys for tuning in. Happy Saturday. So I got a thing across my news channel. I don't know if other states are doing this too, but Pittsburgh police, starting on Monday, it says, and I quote, Pittsburgh police won't respond to any calls that aren't in progress emergencies. The chief says they want to cut their call volumes from approximately 200,000 calls per year down to 50,000. That essentially means that calls for criminal mischief, theft, harassment, and burglary alarms, just to name a few, will all be handled by the telephone reporting unit or online reporting. They also say it will free up officers for more important things. Y'all, so let me ask you. So, criminal mischief, theft, harassment, burglary alarms, none of that stuff is important. It says he's working on a plan where the Pittsburgh Parking Authority would handle all parking complaints. Well, that's what it is, a parking authority. He said that that's the number one complaint the department receives. That allows our officers to be engaged in community in a way now that they're at the YMCA instead of sitting on 10th Street bypass with a bike complaint. Between the hours of 3 a.m. and 7 a.m., there won't be a desk officer at any of the 6 zone locations. They've installed call boxes linked to 911 for emergency. There is not any data to support us having our zones manned by personnel from 3 a.m. to 7 a.m. For the very one off instant, I can't make an exception. On some overnight shifts, there'll only be 22 officers to cover the entire city. Y'all, Pittsburgh is huge. And for them to only have 22 officers to cover the whole city, that is just ridiculous. It says, yes, it's enough to cover the entire city at those hours when we have 8% of the time people are calling. But that's a concern for some who live in the city. They're worried on some nights there won't be enough officers to respond to calls. I get it. When do most things happen? 99% of things happen at night. And I'm not saying just between the hours of 3 a.m. and 7 a.m., but I'm just saying most crime happens at night. Most. Not all, but most. So why are you going to prioritize just certain things and make it like harassment and theft and all that stuff isn't important? Why? Because it's not as violent. Harassment is violent, whether it's verbally or physically. Parking down Pittsburgh, like, that is the most stupid thing in the world because they have machines there that you have to pay for parking in 99% of the places down there. And it's just a way for Pittsburgh to make money, which is stupid because when you go down there, if you have a court hearing or if you have to go down there for some reason or if you want to go down there just to hang out and just walk around, you have to pay to do that. There is no places that where you can just park and you could just walk around. Everywhere down there you have to pay. So for them to cut officers, especially between 3 a.m. and 7 a.m., because most bars are open till a certain time at night, maybe 1 a.m., maybe 2 a.m., and then people are leaving, and then that's when things happen. That's when harassment happens. That's when people's cars can get vandalized or stolen. That's when shootings happen, stabbings happen. So why would you limit your officers during the night instead of during the day? Like, one, you shouldn't limit them at all. That's their job. That's what they signed up for. That's what they should be doing. not limiting them to 22 officers in the whole city. Guys, I could name 4 or 5 cities right now that are considered Pittsburgh, and they're big enough. So if 22 officers are, so in other words, you basically have 1 officer per 2 cities, 1 officer per city maybe. Like Pittsburgh it's not just Pittsburgh. Like they have Hazelwood, they have Wilkinsburg, they have Penn Hills, they have Homewood, they have, like Garfield, they have, that's just to name a few, guys. So you have 22 officers for the whole city. So you mean to tell me you're only going to get maybe a few calls at night? That's when all the crime happens. Think. That's the thing. People don't think. And then they want to have, I read on here, that they want to cut it down. Where does it say? Pittsburgh Police announces a violent crime initiative, 4-day work weeks. But they're going to be longer shifts, those 4 days. So instead of working, say, 5 days for 10 hours, they'll be working 4 days for like 13 hours or 14 hours. Like, it's ridiculous. Like, I understand people need days off. I get that. But, I don't know. Somebody doesn't work 7 days a week, so if you work Monday, Tuesday, you're off Wednesday, and you work Thursday, Friday, you're off Saturday, and then you work Sunday. Like, that's not bad. I could see breaking it up and not having somebody work just 5 days straight. Break it up. Give people weekends off sometimes because people deserve it. People like to do things on the weekends. A lot of parties, like not parties, but like, people have weddings and, birthday parties and anniversary parties and things like that on weekends because a lot of other people work during the week that they can't do it during the week. They got to do it on the weekend. So you got to give people off. It says he expects the department to have around 40 new officers by late summer. Right now, the department is budgeted for 850 officers. So you mean to tell me you have 850 officers, that you're budgeted for 850 officers, but you only have 22 officers at night? Don't worry, I'll wait. It says, let me see. Those hours will see anywhere from 25 to 63 officers, depending on the day. Burglar alarms will require a second confirmation of a break-in before any officer will respond. They had 9,500 burglary calls in a year. The majority of them were false alarms, but it cost the department 4,000 personal hours. So what? It cost them what? An hour to go see if it was true? Yes, there is false calls and things like that. Yes, there is. I totally get that. But that's your job as an officer to make sure that it's not real. That's your job as an officer to respond to any call. And if it's a false call, you find out who that person is that called, then you, whatever you do to them, then that's the consequences that they have to face. Duh. It says he also announced a new violent crime initiative made up of 17 officers. It's already starting on Monday. I guarantee, mark my words, mark this video, I guarantee, starting Monday, violent crimes and all these things are going to happen in the middle of the night. I guarantee it. I guarantee it because you're posting it. You're posting what you're doing. All these crimes are going to start happening in the middle of the night now. because they only have 22 officers to call. So if there's 10 crimes already going on in one part of the city and 5 crimes over there on that part of the city, you only have 7 officers left. 10, 15. They only have 22. So 7 officers for the rest of the part of the city. The city is huge. The city has 7, 8 plus cities within Pittsburgh. It's ridiculous. But I guess that's what they want. Let me see. Yeah, it says it started Monday. So, yeah, guys, I don't know. It says we have to have a division that focuses solely on that type of crime, and in that we are holding those individuals that are committing gun violence in our city accountable in a very different way. It's an approach that uses precision policing and intelligence to inform who our investigative strategy should be directed at. So gun violence is the only thing that ever happens. That's the only thing that's ever important. Like, there's other things, not saying that gun violence isn't important, because it is, but everybody doesn't have a gun. Everybody doesn't have one. You could be violent in a lot of different ways. Okay, so if they took all of our guns away from us, all of the guns, you mean to tell me I can't kill somebody, or somebody can't kill somebody still? There's 9 million ways you could kill somebody. Just saying. Alright, y'all. I'm out. I'm going to enjoy this Saturday, even though it's only 30-some degrees outside, but it's going into the 60s next week, and that is going to be the best. Alright, you guys. I will see you guys in the next video. I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your Saturday and the rest of your weekend. If you are working, keep grinding. If you're not working, you should be on YouTube grinding. Okay, so, alright, you guys. I am out. Like, comment, subscribe. Hit the bell for notifications. Comment below and let me know what you guys think about this video. Let me know what you guys think about the police, the decision that they made on this. Alright, you guys, I appreciate you guys. I love you guys. I will see you guys in the next video.